very low failure rate on the ignition coil itself, you're much more likely to have a damaged spark plug wire or spark plug boot just because of physical damage. The symptom, just like a carbureted engine, if you've got a cut wire or a cut boot, it's going to misfire, intermittent poor run quality, and usually it's rich at that point, because if we don't ignite a combustion event, we're pumping a lot of unburned air and fuel into the exhaust, and it will make it rich. There are no secondary ignition system fault codes, and what I mean by that is if you cut the spark plug wire or you were to take the spark plug wire off, the ECU has no way to measure what's happening at the spark plug itself. It only knows what's happening on the primary side of the ignition coil circuit. Now, there are fault codes 0351 and 0352 that are related to the ignition system. That would be an open or a short on the wire harness that goes to the ignition coil. Now, that sometimes can happen, and it will cause a misfire, and it will cause a lack of spark, but it's not the ignition coil that's defective. It's usually the wires right at the backside of the ignition coil connector. Those wires can sometimes be routed in a way that they get pulled over the back corner of the connector, and eventually the strands of wire will break inside the insulation. And when you push on the wires, you can feel that they're very floppy. That's going to require harness replacement, not coil replacement.